Hi, everybody. Welcome to the TCCW Live. We are here joined with the wonderful and amazing Bart K. If you guys don't know him, you should. And if you don't, well, then I don't know what rock you're sleeping under. But everyone here, of course, our members, Jonathan and Dennis, absolutely excited. And we couldn't even tell you what's going to be up on the agenda. We are just rocking and rolling as we do with everyone. So, hi, Bart. Welcome so much. Glad to have you here.
Thank you. It's a privilege. It's a pleasure. I'm all about the cross pollination, me. I'll show up anywhere. Ted, however, has not been seen at the camouflage training.
Oh, man.
No, I haven't spotted him yet.
It's crazy.
He's good.
How's all
He's
doing?
Good, good.
Doing
So,
great.
yeah, we were
How's
doing
it going with the farm and everything?
It's 2 steps forward, 1 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Fix something, something else breaks. Repair things. Deal with issues.
Yeah, that
Be a
usually
farmer, they said. It'll be awesome. they
it
said.
is. It is awesome. It is awesomely never ending.
Yeah.
I've seen you
Absolutely.
got new baby cows.
Yeah. Yep, we've got 6 of 7 cows have given birth. So there's
Wow.
just one that's lagging behind. Yeah, and that's gone quite well. Unlike the lambing that didn't go well.
So, questions, because I have lots of questions. I got officially introduced to you not that long ago. I have seen you and I have watched a few of your things, but somebody had shared your live with Zane Griggs, and I think I officially fell in love. So, in case you didn't know, you have a fan base.
Awesome.
I
Love
could
it.
not, I could not agree with you more so on the perspective of that absolute imbecile, and I don't usually call people awful things on our lives here, but
Yeah.
that particular gentleman has proven himself to be an interesting character, and his notions and his positions are so flawed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was confronted by him like what is it, 2 weeks ago, something like that now. Little over 2 weeks ago at Hack Your Health in Tampa, Florida. He started moving towards me or whatever. Or actually, no, someone else. He tried to get a hold of me through someone else, and they made me go over to him. And he starts like getting all pissy about some comments other people made. It wasn't even me, but it was like on something I posted, I think. And then he starts like getting all bitchy about it, I guess. And then later he starts trying to claim that, oh, I'm not doing all this stuff to start a fight, pick a fight with the carnivore community or whatever. But I mean, I basically just responded by saying, yeah, sure, dude. And then he left off, But
Yeah.
I could actually tell from him the entire weekend there that he was really stressed. He seemed anxious. And when he spoke to me, he like constantly lost focus. I mean, he walked around with this shirt on that said "Pour sugar on me, baby." And then showed up to carnivore dinners, meetups right afterwards, eating potatoes and shit in front of people.
Unbelievable.
It was rather hysterical, to be honest.
Isn't
Yeah,
it
I
funny
was.
how these guys like Zane Griggs are quite happy to confront most people, but when I say, Zane, come and have a word to me face to face, live on camera, sunshine, they run away with something sloppy in their trousers.
Exactly. That was one of the things that really, really got me. I had posted something on a story where he had made the whole comment, and it was basically like downplaying the addiction that people have to food, specifically carbs and sugars. And he told somebody in one of the comments on his videos that anybody who claims that they have any kind of addiction to sugar, and he specifically said sugar, to sugar, has mental disorders.
Right.
And it was like, well, you're basically saying that anybody who has an addiction has a mental disorder. So you're telling me if you would walk up to a heroin addict and be like, this is all in your head. You're just freaking crazy. You just have disorders that you don't know how to handle. It's like, well, really, Zane? Like, this is your logic with your community, with the people that are attempting, and she wasn't trying to, like, discredit anything he was even saying. She was just like, "Well, I've had a hard time, with food. Even when I add back squash, I end up off the, wagon." And he went after her basically just, like, calling her names instead of answering it, and I was like, "Okay, you are completely off any realistic of logic for me." Like, it was not a, I was not a fan of that at all. You wanna go eat
Mm.
sugar and you wanna douse yourself in a bunch of carbs, you do what you do. Do I think it's smart? No. You wanna start downplaying the perspective that people actually might have an addiction, not like food companies add anything to these processed foods for people to become addicted or anything. Come on.
Yeah.
Ugh, not my friend.
No, I don't think he's my friend either. I've never met the man or spoken to the man because he doesn't have the gear to do that, it seems. But
Yeah.
I'm still open to it, Zane. Anytime you like, if you want to come and have a chat about how it is you're completely irretrievably destitute of factuality and correctness in anything you have to say, and I can show that without breaking a sweat. Anytime you like, son.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
We
Well,
will all be
I
sure to be
actually
there.
have. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I actually have proof on my phone because I like shared on my story or whatever on Instagram the video you made of him or like where you reacted to his whole thing and tagged him, and I actually have proof that he did see it. So he's definitely aware that that video exists. So there's no excuse there either.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if I make a video about somebody, and we're talking about Zane Griggs to that person who's in the chat saying, who are we talking about? We're talking about Zane Griggs. But it doesn't matter who we're talking about, really. At the end of the day, anytime I make a video about any of these absolute clowns, I know they're going to see it because people are going to point them to it and say, look,
Mhm.
what do you think about this? Are you going to respond to this? Are you going to show up for a debate with this guy? None of them do. It's
No.
incredible. It's almost as if they know how that's going to go for them.
Exactly. And
Anyway,
it's to me, for anybody who's watching, for anybody who ever comes across this video in the future, if that is not a telltale sign that one of two things, you have no idea what you're talking about, or you honestly are doing something for the sole purpose of some sort of financial gain, it would be to ignore the people who are asking you to come and stand a presence. Exactly. Come and discuss your factual points. Prove me wrong from an innocent aspect. Like, I'm willing to listen to you. I'm willing to hear what you have to say. I'm willing to it, like take a perspective from the opposing view and look at it from a non-biased place. But you have to come to the frickin' table and actually present it. You can't just hide behind all of the, fluff and,
yeah, yeah.
video filmography.
It took me 5 years to get Richard Burgess to the table. That was hilarious. Did you see how that one went?
Yeah. I'm sorry that you lost that debate actually because you don't
Oh,
bench
right. Did
press for
I?
115 pounds. Yeah.
That's right. Yes, that's why I lost because I can't bench press 415. Okay.
What in
Boy,
the world?
that was very good debate to watch.
Yeah. Anyone that hasn't seen it, it's available on my channel. If you want to see me and Richard Burgess, otherwise known as Vegan Gains, going at it, that was hilarious. I have never seen a more destitute, more lacking individual in my life in every regard and in every respect. I actually feel a bit sorry for the boy because I really absolutely had no option but to point squarely to his many failings. It was fun. Anyway.
So, interesting thing that came up in our community discussion was that you actually kind of have this program where you allow people to come and kind of help you out at the farm for some sort of like, I don't know what you would call it, like an internship of some sort of help, assistance. Like,
Yeah.
what got you into that, and like how did that start, really?
Right. Okay. So we've had this thing floating around in our heads for a bit, myself and herself, the boss, and we've always thought, well, we're going to get a plot of land, and we're going to have some animals, and we're going to be self-sustaining, and we're going to put up solar power, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to do the other thing. And we finally got around about a year ago to the point where we were in a position to buy a property, so we did. And then we suddenly realised, well, hang on a minute, there's only two of us here, and this is like a 40-acre ranch, basically.
Nice.
And it was dilapidated and run down, and it had been left without, it was fallow, basically, for about 9 months at least before we got there. And I was like, all right, what are we going to do? Well, we obviously need to get some help. So we figured, why not go to the community and say, well, look, anyone that wants to come and stay with us for an indeterminate period, all you have to do is get yourself to the former New Zealand, now known as the totalitarian state of Jabsinda Hardonistan, and get yourself here and you can stay with us. We'll feed you, put you up, all of that. And kind of nominally, we suggest a voluntary input of, let's say, 20 hours a week of labour to do what needs doing around the place. And that's kind of how it started. So we had a couple of kids come across from Australia, perhaps against better judgment because they were very, very young kids, like 17 and 19. And we thought, okay, well, fine, we'll give them a crack. And there were issues. So there was also good stuff that came out of it too. But, then we had somebody else come that watches the channel from Germany. And she was okay, but she was very short tenured because something happened and she had to leave. Then we had a couple of really good people from Australia who are good hardcore supporters of the channel. Really good to meet them finally in the flesh and that. And they were, really helpful and did vastly more than they were expected to, which was awesome. We've had that carnival nurse here up until this morning, Lucy from the UK. She was awesome in terms of the live stream stuff, among other things. She did bits and bobs around the place as well, and she's unfortunately had to go and deal with life as well, so she's gone. Somebody that she met while she was in New Zealand that's also from the UK is now here, almost like as a, well, I'm leaving, but here's my replacement sort of thing. So he's here until, whenever. So yeah, it's just like a revolving facility, really. People come and go and do more or less work. And basically, as soon as they get on the wrong side of PIM, it's off with their heads, because that's how it works around here. I'm kidding, just a bit.
No, I know you're kidding.
I'm actually, because next year in, what is it, September, I'm going to Australia already. Right. So maybe I'll contact you and come over there as well on the same trip.
Drop Ted an email and we'll have a bit of an interview and he'll count your heads and make sure you've only got one, or if you've got two, that they're agreeable, and explain.
Yeah, as far as I know, there's probably two. Yeah.
So. All right, you're good. Yeah, so I mean, there may well be opportunities at that stage. Good.
Well, I am always a large proponent of people who are taking on these kinds of projects and like regenerative aspects for people to be able to come and learn and actually be hands-on and be a part of something that's bigger than just themselves. So I think that's really awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, you good, Selena?
No, I choked on my own saliva.
Well, I mean, yeah,
I try to
that's what
remind myself
I mean.
I'm
The
not a mermaid.
soil health and that's what you work with, isn't it? So,
Well, we've had some problems with that after two massive floods that occurred in June and July, where the first one they said this is a once in 200-year event.
Oh, of course.
And then 2 weeks later, the same again, only slightly bigger. So there's clearly something wrong with their math.
Yeah. I had something somewhat similar happened here. We had a hurricane that flooded our entire town. We had, gosh, don't get me wrong. I think we had like 13-foot swell in town. And when I say in town, I mean like it's literally crashing against like the downtown buildings. Not
Nice.
like, oh, on the beachfront. It's like, no, there was my mom's house is about 4 feet up compared to where the water's edge is, and she had over 6 feet of water inside the house. So it was like the most, but they were like, "Oh, this is something that doesn't happen. We might get this kind of flooding once every, about 100 years," they said. And I'm like, "Really? Because, when do you predict that that happens? It could happen twice in 100 years, but not again for 400 years." So
Yeah. So anyway, we're probably safe here in Pembatia for another 400 years now from any flooding, hopefully.
nice.
But we lost a fair portion of our grazing, which was just gouged out by the river that jumped its banks and completely changed course across my grazing, basically, and tore it out to 8 feet deep.
Wow.
Just gone.
Yeah.
The only thing that's left there now is like clay, river rocks,
Silt.
etc. Yeah, all of that. But it's starting to slowly regenerate with some trees that are growing up out of bits that were smashed and left in there, and there's some
Yeah.
grass starting to grow and stuff. So nature finds a way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you guys have because I know you said something about composting in one of your shorts that I saw not too long ago. Do you
Yeah.
guys send your compost off for analysis to see where it's at to make sure it's not anaerobic?
No, Pim takes care of that, along with the staff. I'm the systems guy. I'm the guy that organises things, commissions works. I'm the guy that pays for it all.
Right.
Yeah, I'm also the guy that does as he's told on pain of death, basically.
Yeah.
And so Pim's got the farming operation under control, the animal husbandry, all of that. What's going on? Who's up? Who's next? Who hasn't paid? All of that.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just a cog in a big wheel here in terms of all of that.
Absolutely.
But she's got all the gears, Yeah.
So we do have an unbelievably important question for you here. They're wanting to know, where did you get your awesome half zip fleece?
This one here I got from a fire sale. They call it a fire sale. I don't think it was actually a fire. From a company in New Zealand that does this kind of stuff. And it was like end of line sort of stuff.
Oh, you are SOL, Philip. Not for you. It
Yeah.
was the end of the line.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
So what are some of your favorite aspects of being carnivore?
I think the first and foremost is the effect that is associated with being carnivore in terms of various aspects of health, which have improved over the sort of, it's really more like 12 and a half years. I was going to say about a decade. I think it's more about 12 and a half years I've been ostensibly carnivore. Never 100% for longer than 90 days at a time, by the way. I've never claimed to be 100% carnivore. Just close.
Yeah.
Which I think, is a thing, is a decision for each individual to make as to how adherent they're going to be. What I can say is that a 5% transgression against 100% carnivore gets you way more than a 5% penalty on the actual health outcomes. It's completely unreasonable, completely unfair. But nonetheless, that's what it is, just so you know. So health is the first and foremost. The community around this, in general, has been awesome, mostly. That's an important thing, the sense of belonging to something, I guess.
Yeah.
The ability to continue to work in, I used to work in education. Now I'm working in edutainment, really.
Yes.
It's what I'm actually doing is being as entertaining as I can be, using a style that I've chosen. What I mean, not everybody likes it. Whatever. That's
Being
not
a
my
little
problem.
abrasive, right?
A little abrasive. I think that's an understatement. Yeah, the whole act I play is that I'm as abrasive as possible. I go right up to the line and then cross that line without any problem and go right over it. Actually, is what I do. And I do that with malice aforethought, and it's shock and awe. It's entertainment. People are like, oh, did he just say that? Sort of thing. But I also slip in the education by subterfuge before people realise I've done it.
Yeah, I love
So
that.
that's kind of my shtick on that.
Yeah, I definitely can say that it hooks. I even remember the first time, the first video I watched of you, YouTube recommended it to me, which I guess it doesn't do it that
It doesn't
often
do
for
that so
some
much these
reason.
days. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I
Wonder
wonder
why
why.
that would be. And this video was about, it was some vegan guy, and he was making his critique of the Dr. Chaffee's Plants Are Trying to Kill You.
All right.
And I remember listening to it in the background, and it was so different from every other carnivore creator's content. And I remember laughing out loud because it was so fresh, and
Yeah.
it's really funny how you do it, how you mix it, this aggressive way of, putting things, and also some great education along with that. So
Cool. Thank you for that. I appreciate the feedback. Yeah.
So, another question here. What plant-based foods does Bart typically consume? Fully agree. I'm with the disproportionate effects
Yeah.
a small amount of deviation causes. It's amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so I will happily drink a cup of coffee, which is plant-based, obviously.
Right.
I will drink beer, non-alcoholic beer these days. Just a decision I had to make, really, because I was drinking too much, which is plant-based. Beer is a plant-based thing. I've been known to eat a potato chip or two here and there. I quite like the cookies when they're around. I've got my sister and 3 of her kids with us for an indeterminate period now, and they're not carnivore, and my sister likes to bake and all of that kind of stuff. So, I better try one or two, be rude not to, sort of thing. I've been known to do that. I play sport, a crazy game that Americans don't understand called cricket, once a week on a Saturday in the summer, and at the halftime between innings, there's always a spread put on, and it's always just carbs and nonsense, and everyone bring a plate, and it's that kind of thing. So I've been known to try out one or two of those things from time to time. Potatoes, sweet potatoes, I love those, even though they're not good, from time to time. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I usually tell people, I'm 90% carnivore. That other 10%, it's not like it's 10% in the day, but I'm not going to sit here and say I will never ever touch anything again for the rest of my life. If I want to, I'll allow myself that. But it's a choice, like you said, where
Mm.
the negative effects that I get from that for a very minimal amount of time versus living on a lifestyle like that every single day are completely different. It's like, yeah, being carnivore for me personally is the primary portion of my existence. I might fall off the wagon, as they so to speak, about 3 or 4 times a year. Less than that it has been so far, but it is what it is. And I think, like you said, everybody kind of needs to find what that balance is for themselves, because there are people that I know that having to be very strict lion diet base is what works for them, and it's what's needed for them.
Yeah.
But that's very dependent on the person themselves. 100%.
Yeah.
You gonna jump
you
in there,
guys
Jonathan? You're so quiet.
I mean, yeah, for me personally, I never deviate from it. I just stick to, at the moment, I'm only having ruminant meat and fish or seafood. That's it. But I mean, if someone's gonna, I don't have like the thought in my head that, oh, I'm never gonna have anything. But for me, it's just this is what works for me, and I don't have the desire really at all to do anything else because this is how I feel my best, and I crave that more than I crave like a cake or cookie or potato chip or beer or something like that. I just for me it's there's nothing that tastes like on my tongue better than how like feeling great, like being in great health. There's nothing that tastes better than that to me. But I mean that's a personal thing. People just figure that out. And if you fall off, right, just own it, right? Do like Bart and Selena, just yeah, I did that. Whatever.
Right.
That's what I
Yeah.
do.
It comes with a cost, of course. It comes, like for me, it's about a 48-hour period of suffering that I experience every time I do a fall off the wagon thing. The other thing that I experience when I'm naughty is I have to report to Ted for a bit of.
not twiddling?
Yes, well, that too.
Is it
Mostly it's
the
administrative correction from Ted. He's
is
like,
it the
"Oh,
bucket
you
of soapy
retarded!"
frogs? Is that what?
Yes, the bucket
he
of
brings
soapy
out?
frogs. Yes, and that wetsuit with the bottom cut out. Yes. Yeah.
And where does this take place exactly?
Down the back of class.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
Just in the corner,
other thing
or-
is when we're doing live streams or whatever, if people are late, they have to report to Ted afterwards down the back. And there's a bit of bit of that goes on. Yeah.
Guys, speaking about transgressions on the carnivore diet, I wanted to ask that in terms of cravings for other foods and carbs and junk and stuff, would you say, Bart, and you guys, that you are abstainers or moderators?
I can't moderate. I'm completely hopeless at moderating personally.
Same here. Same here.
So I
Yeah.
abstain 95, 90 something percent of the time. I allow myself a release valve here and there. It keeps me sane. It gives Ted something to do.
I have to say I'm in the same boat. It's the same. I can't just moderate throughout, each given day. It has to be kind of a nothing, and then, like you said, perfect explanation, a release valve. There's a moment I'll go ahead and have whatever, and then I'm done. Like, no more. But
Yeah.
What about you, Jonathan?
No, I would say probably the same for me. But I choose to just abstain. I mean, for the 2 years or more than 2 years, I've done it. I haven't gone off, or except for one time in the beginning where I fell for the social pressure actually, and ended up having some stuff. But I felt so horrible, like all my depression and anxiety and IBS stuff it just came straight back, and that's like the moment for me where I just decided I'm never doing that again because it was so awful. And I had finally gotten relief from it as well, so yeah, I didn't want that to happen again. So there's that one time, but other than that, Yeah, I don't do that. I abstain.
Yeah, nice, nice. I would cheat. I would cheat like a few times a year, and it's going to be total junk. It's like pizza, maybe some beer, some candy, whatnot. Like I have a 5-year-old who is living inside me, and when he gets his hands on these things, then it's an all-out buffet. But the thing is with me also being an abstainer, if I allow myself to deviate this much, then psychologically it grips me very hard and it's very difficult to, well, it's not difficult because it's something that I've been doing for a very long time, but it's been it's been a trouble to try to jump back onto the routine because these signals, they are so strong and they're trying to hook you back again, like eat carbs, eat carbs, eat carbs. This is something very, very dangerous.
Selena, were you laughing at the comment?
Yes.
Someone asked if we're talking about
Hey,
wagging when we're talking about.
It seems to me that, like a lot of the people in the chat right here, if you guys don't follow my channel, you probably should, because you'd fit right in with my audience.
But actually,
yeah.
I just thought of a question for you, Bart.
Yeah.
When we talked about like having that, if someone has that thing of falling off for a day or two or three or something like that, what do you think about getting back to carnivore? Should you do that gradually in that case, or just go straight back into it?
No,
What's your
I mean,
experience?
my thing about transitioning slowly is if you're changing your diet in a permanent way. Let's say you're on a standard
Yeah.
diet or you're on keto or whatever it is, and there's some amount of carbs and plant material in your diet, and you're going to remove that permanently. You should do that gradually so you don't upset your microbiome, because that can cause real problems. If you are clean carnivore and you have a day or two or three where you're off the wagon and you do the wrong stuff, well, you've already messed your microbiome up. So just withdraw that and let it recover.
Right.
Hello, Jonathan. Good to see you, mate. Good.
Another question, and kind of like a more carnivore question. There have been a few carnivores that I have come across where they have ended up losing significant amounts of hair loss while being carnivore. Do you know what some of the common triggers to that being, or is there something that should be looked at specifically for that aspect?
Are we talking men, woman, or both?
Both.
Okay. Men that are going to lose hair for hormonal, testosterone reasons, that kind of stuff, will tend to do that at a given age, and that will happen. I lost my hair at 28, for example. Well, it was just about gone by 28. It started around about 26. A woman that loses her hair significantly, often that's a thyroid-based issue. Not always, but often, in which case there are things to look at in terms of the diet, its makeup, how it's being applied, what she's doing. And usually it's pretty straightforward to find the issues and go, right, well, that's probably where it's at, and here's the tweak that you should throw in. And Jonathan is quite rightly in the chat saying there that the microbiome getting upset can also cause hair loss. Yes, absolutely, because basically if you upset that membrane, all the other membranes, including your skin, can wear that inflammation and be affected by that as well. It's a rich tapestry. It's an individual thing. I'm actually not an expert in skin, hair, all that kind of stuff. But I've got a few ideas, and if they're no good, then I would probably refer those folks on to Dr. Abs, who is a dermatologist. So
awesome. Yeah, no, thought I would pick your brain on that, because there have been a couple people that have come up along the way that have had some significant hair shedding since becoming carnivore, have added more protein, have added less fats, added more fats, added blah, 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 and doesn't seem to be shifting. And we're talking, it's going on like about 8 months now, I think. So something's not right. Didn't know if there was like a ding ding bell ringer, like,
Right.
hey, this
I mean,
is
under eating is probably like a common culprit to it, right?
right.
Possibly. That's another
That's
possibility. Yeah.
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 That's one I've
And
come across most often that it would
Mm.
potentially be.
Yeah.
The shower plug demands a pound of air.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. The hungry mongrel.
Yes.
Well, do you guys have any other insights?
oh, there's a question from Steven.
If someone lost their hair before carnivore, should they expect to see it grow back?
Not necessarily. It depends.
Mm,
It might. It's not impossible that can happen, but I wouldn't sit there expecting it. Don't hold your breath, is what I'm saying.
right.
I've seen someone with, what's it called when you is it called alopecia?
Alopecia,
The
yeah.
hair thing. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
someone who suffered from that and then went carnivore and then their hair started coming back. So I guess it depends. Yeah.
Yeah, it can
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, it actually, well, something similar happened to my wife. She lost quite a bit of hair when she contracted COVID, and she couldn't regenerate this hair like in 2 years. And only after we got her on carnivore, after a few months, it started to grow again.
Cool.
But apparently, she's not well because she's carnivore and she's probably dying to scurvy. So I have to tell her.
Yes. Don't forget the heart disease and bum cancer that you're going to
Oh
get.
yeah, oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's I have
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, I have
Oh,
this.
and the thyroid dysfunction that absolutely concomitantly necessarily will occur if you eat low carb, according to whoever's paying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing it really seems like a coordinated effort, like everyone going at the same time with the same like narrative, right? The exact same thing, points
Yeah.
they're attacking, and it's just nonsense that like we've heard these same arguments years ago, and it just doesn't hold up to like just even a basic smell test, really. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Oops. We have had a couple of people who it has been reversed. Has she been able to go to the bathroom yet, Dennis? We know that no fiber is a very dangerous thing.
Yes,
Yeah, no,
indeed.
actually,
Yeah.
only our cats are able to go to the bathroom. We are still waiting. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting why. Probably because they eat a little bit of our housing plants. Getting some fiber from there.
Yeah.
So how long have you been constipated now, Dennis?
Oh yeah, it's been years, like since 2020. I have been on and off since 2020, but even this first experience in the beginning, it absolutely clogged everything. So now I'm just a walking balloon. It's a ticking time bomb, really. Before
So it's
the shit
clogging
goes
both.
down.
So it's clogging both your arteries and your back end.
Oh yeah,
And-
yeah,
happening.
absolutely.
You know-
And what?
The plumbing's been clear for a few months now, though, right?
Oh yeah,
Perfect plumbing in the house.
yeah. Yeah, I'm also my muscles are completely deteriorating, you see, because well, gluconeogenesis requires amino acids, and
Yes.
well, it cannot derive the resources from anywhere else. So yeah,
That's
I'm
right. Yeah.
being very thin and very not active at the moment.
Yeah, glycerol doesn't exist.
No,
Nothing
neither
was
does
that?
lactate. Lactate doesn't
Yeah,
exist
yeah.
either. Yeah.
I do have to find the whole thyroid thing an absolute joke, especially for me, because I went through thyroid cancer. I beat cancer completely without, going through radiation or full removal or anything. And I did have a hemithyroidectomy at one point. And I have gone through a pregnancy, 2 years of breastfeeding, and I'm now a year and a half outside of my 2 years of breastfeeding, and I'm functioning off of half of my thyroid and have not been on thyroid medication of any kind once.
Awesome.
But carnivore, apparently damages your thyroid and shuts it down. I'm an anomaly. I just think
Right.
it's such a joke. The like you were saying, money shows all. Who's paying for the information that's being put out there, because that will tell you what the desired result for them is, and does it line their pockets, and if it doesn't, well, then it's obviously going to be demonized. That
Yeah.
is for
I
sure.
actually have a question because I spotted on Bart's screen there, or his camera or whatever. I saw a coffee mug. So I'm guessing that's coffee you had in there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what, other than just hedonistic pleasures or whatever, what do you actually? What's your opinion on the coffee?
Coffee is a recreational drug, which is a choice. There is no place for it in human nutrition. There is no requirement. There is no daily recommended intake of coffee. You can do perfectly well throughout the lifespan without ever touching any coffee whatsoever. It's a recreational drug and a potential performance enhancing agent in various aspects of performance. And I say potential because it's one of the most widely researched things out there, and yet the jury is out. It's equivocal in many respects as to what we can expect, or any given person can expect. Yeah. Coffee is bad. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, little South Park in there as well. Nice.
I can do other South Park characters too.
Okay, go ahead.
How's that?
That's
Yeah.
Good one.
I need
Here's
to
another
tell it to
character I
my
can do,
cat
not
more
from
often.
South Park, but here's another character that you'll probably recognise. Now, if you don't eat your fruits and vegetables, you might die.
Is it Doctor, not Dr. Gregor?
Not a Dr. Gregor. There you go. You got it.
too
Yeah.
funny. Too funny. Someone is asking, Ron is asking, what part of New Zealand is Bart from? We lived in, and don't get me on that one, I'm going to post that. We lived in that town.
New Plymouth, which is in Taranaki. Yeah, very good. Okay, Pimbatia is an independent sovereign nation. We secede from New Zealand. Not interested in New Zealand. It's become a totalitarian nightmare, frankly. So shut the gates. This 15.32 hectares, or about 40 something acres, is Pimbatia, headed by Her Majesty Pim, Queen of Pirates, first of a name, mother of puppies, the unpoked, all of that, and all the other titles. Prince Regent is one Lord Edward Yellow, who has not been seen at the camouflage training, and I'm just the dog's body, frankly. We are in the Tasman district, which is due south, actually, pretty much exactly due south of Taranaki. You go south and you fly across the channel, and it's at the top of the South Island is the Tasman district. That's where we are. Near a city called Nelson, named after Lord Nelson.
Lovely.
I mean, talking about communist New Zealand, yeah, I saw all this banking stuff as well.
Oh my God.
Pretty bad.
Incredible. Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, seems like that stuff's going on everywhere. It's like that here in Norway as well.
Oh, look,
all of that stuff. So
the world at large is clearly trying to put all of us in a digital prison. They want control of your information, and the reason they want control of your information is because they also want to control your access to everything.
100%.
Not only that, they want to control what you have to say and how you say it and to whom you say it. It's all about control. There's nothing to do with safety. It is not for your safety. All right? It is not for your safety. Dear, oh dear.
oh, hello, Steven. Nice to
Hey,
see
hey
you.
guys.
Welcome, Stephen, to the show. It's been quite a minute, and he's been hanging out there for us for a while.
I appreciate you letting me in. Great show
Yes.
so far.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you have
No, yeah, it's.
any
I'm sorry.
questions, subjects, ideas to bring about?
Yes, I do. Professor Bart, nice to speak to you. Definitely an honor.
Likewise.
I've been a follower of you for quite some time, and I've
That
been.
shows very poor judgment. It really does.
Before I ask you the question, I want to prop up your Patreon. I'm a
Lovely.
subscriber to your Patreon, and I've been binging all of your anti-anxiety nutrition course videos, and
Cool.
I'm the new course on how to read science. And I think we need more people. Not everybody has the time or the energy to do that, but we definitely need more soldiers in the trenches who understand like real science. Because there's this ocean of horrible, just bastardization of science, and that's what I wanted you to talk about. Like, talk about studies and analyses and data, the bio lane type people, and the nonsense that they put forth, like it's actually meaningful.
Yeah.
Talk about, give people just kind of like a little crash course on what these kinds of nutritional studies are, because they're not science at all, are they?
Right. Exactly that. Everything you read about human nutrition in the scientific literature, all of that is a ring-fenced area of ideology, bought and paid for. There is nothing remotely akin to science going on in there at all. With the caveat that what I'm talking about is any assertion whatsoever about hard health outcomes in human beings as that relates to any aspect of dietary practice. Because the accepted disciplines, the epistemology of science requires that if you want to make an assertion about cause and effect, you are required to undertake a properly controlled, properly observed, properly powered, properly tenured lock-in study to make sure that there are no confounds, covariates, and collinearities that could possibly have affected your outcome variable under your nose without you knowing about it. Or, failing that, you are required as a disciplined scientist to say, this is a poor inference that I am producing here, but I'm nonetheless producing a poor inference because I want to publish something. Please don't take this remotely seriously as anything remotely like a cause and effect inference. That's where the science falls down.
But I mean,
Because, go on.
if you're locking them into a lab as well, aren't you creating another problem because you're taking
Correct.
the human body out of the actual environment it's supposed to be in? So you have
Correct.
another confounding factor.
Correct. So
Yeah.
the act of observing changes the behavior. Yes.
Yeah.
However, if you want to say this behavior in particular, let's say the intake of a particular nutrient, this is a problem for humans because it promotes poor health in some way, then you are required, if you want to say this promotes poor health, whatever it is, then you're required to prove that. The person making the positive claim is responsible for the evidence to support it. There is an accepted discipline of the epistemology, and that requires you to control every single other degree of freedom that could possibly have an impact on your outcome variable. Now, in terms of health outcomes in human beings, that is so vastly complex that it's totally impractical and impossible to even attempt. So why don't we just say that, look, guys, we are never going to have any science here. What we're going to have are hypotheses based on the best available inference that we have, poor as that may be, and leave it at that. No. People are trying to claim authority, trying to claim that they actually have hard evidence to support their theology when they do not have that. That's my whole shtick, really.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the reason why I don't even refer to studies that supposedly support our end of the argument as well. Like, I mean, even though that might ruffle some feathers, like the Nick Norwich stuff, because those studies are just as poorly conducted, right? They,
Correct.
I
Don't
mean,
get me started on nut nibbling Nicky Norwitz with his nitwittery. Frankly, sorry, I interrupted you. Go on.
no, that was it. I mean,
Right.
because I feel like you're kind of putting down the whole movement or putting us in a bad light if you're even like promoting those sort of studies as well, because it's the same garbage that
Yes.
we are criticizing.
Yes.
So
Let
it's
me be
you're
clear about Nick Norwitz, Dave Feldman, Adrian Soto-Mota et al. They have done more damage to the credibility of the carnivore low carb movement in terms of the view of the thing on those fence sitters who we actually had the opportunity to win the hearts and minds of. Those individuals with the nonsense that they have put forward have done more damage than the vegans could ever have done, because nobody takes vegans seriously, nobody with more than 3 brain cells. These guys presented themselves as remotely credible. They are very, very young men, the two of them that actually are researchers. That's Nick and Adrian. Neither one of them has the academic credentials background to actually claim any kind of authority in the field at all. Neither of them has the wisdom or experience to actually know how vastly destitute what the work that they've been involved in was. They've taken the advice of a senior author, Budoff, who, on the basis of comments he made about the work after the fact, when interviewed, it was patent and unmistakable that he had not read the thing before it was published. His name is on it as the senior author. He hadn't read it. No two ways about it. These guys made every possible schoolboy error that they could have made in the way that they conducted their study and the way that they communicated about the data that they collected. What they did is they opened the door and invited the pseudo-intellectual faction of the veg-tarded to jump right on board and stick as many knives in as they wanted to and make the rest of us look like a bunch of fools on the basis that these clowns are being put forward as, oh, look, we've got some researchers doing stuff for us now. No, we've got a couple of boys in short pants academically without the remotest clue of what they're doing, actually making a hash of things. I hope that's clear. That's my feeling on those guys. And frankly, Dave Feldman, nice bloke as he may be, he's a software engineer. He is not a research scientist. It's like me saying I'm a gynecologist, no experience, but I'll take a look at it for you. It's ridiculous. Anyway.
It is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's exactly what I meant too. Like, even though these studies supposedly come and support our side of the story, they really don't. They actually do more harm than good because they're just as bad as the ones we criticize ourselves. So yeah, I think it's not very good. But unfortunately, a lot of people fell for it and keep promoting that stuff. Yeah,
exactly. And guys like Nick end up with hundreds of thousands of subscribers because they all think he's great.
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you serious? Anyway, that's for another day. Just so you know, guys, I've got to jump off at the top of the hour because I'm very popular, basically, is what I'm saying. But, we must do this again because it's been a hoot so far. And possibly, we can do it at a time when I'm not so popular.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Would love to have you back.
Anyway, I've got a few minutes left, so.
Yeah, absolutely. But just letting you know, it's an open door invitation.
Awesome.
Yes.
Send me the link anytime, and if I'm free, I'll jump on.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Is it twice on Sundays for this as well, or?
Sure. Any day of the week, twice on Sundays.
Awesome.
Are there any? Go ahead.
Yeah. Before you go, Bart. Well, first of all, thank you for talking to
Pleasure.
us.
Pleasure.
I've got one question. We have to. I just would like your opinion on it. Um, we've talked about certain homeostatic changes in regards to fatty acid metabolism with absence of glucose. And one of those arguments that actually the other side is saying is that your cortisol level rises, which we understand that it's totally physiological and for homeostatic purposes.
Sure.
But what would you say about if we have a person who has sustained years of stress and exertion, and they might have a damage to, let's say, things like HPA axis, and they are getting by, let's say, on just a regular diet, high carb, and when they transition to carnivore diet, the cortisol rise becomes actually chronically out of the physiological range. Do you think that's possible, and how should that be tackled when we are
Right.
working with these
Yeah.
people?
Okay, so that it's very much case by case in terms of all of these kind of, whether it's cortisol or whatever you want to look at as being a marker of this, that, or the other thing. Let's not be obsessed with labs, especially one-off labs. If you want to know what the trend is in someone's, for example, cortisol profile, you need repeated measures over an extended period of time. And the more often the measures are, the better, to get a true area under the curve, because you've got a true curve, right? So any one lab result on bloods or whatever of anything is probably of absolutely no value whatsoever. My focus when I'm dealing with people is always affect. Oh, my bloods are off, my such and such is off, my this is out of range, my that is too high, my that is too low. Okay, how do you feel? Oh, I feel fine. Well, what's the problem then? Oh, my labs are off. Yes, but how do you feel? Because off means with respect to the general population outside of a set Z score or number of standard deviations away from the mean. In other words, what they're telling you is you should strive for normality in terms of your physiological responses. Well, there's a problem with that, isn't there? Because what's normal out there? Ill
Diabetes.
health, diabetes, obesity, inflammation, etc., etc., etc. Who wants to be normal? I don't want to be normal.
Me neither. I gave that up a long time
Yeah.
ago.
I
Yeah, I
totally,
mean,
I totally agree with the labs and trying to have normal values. But in the cases when we are talking about the person is actually having symptoms of chronic elevated cortisol or just out of whack cortisol, when they're transitioning to the carnivore diet, and I understand that's different to pinpoint because it may be electrolyte imbalance, it may be under eating, it may be all sorts of things. But let's say in a theoretical situation where we know that actually maybe there is something to do with the HPA axis and the cortisol level, what advice would you give to a person who wants to transition but they face
Right.
symptoms?
95% of every health problem that I am presented with in my clinical practice with people that want to consult with me about their health and get my opinions on this or the other thing, 95% plus of those issues at their root cause, at the epistemology of the whole thing, is a chronic systemic inflammatory overburden, for which I have 5 health hacks that I promote. So if you look on my channel, 5 health hacks you need to know, and you'll find a thumbnail of me doing that so that you can see that there are 5, and also so that you can see the palm of my hand, which apparently makes me much more trustworthy and believable, I'm told. And the 5 health hacks that everybody should undertake to reduce your chronic systemic inflammatory overburden are covered there. And
Yeah,
you
I
should take
think,
that seriously. All 5, none of them are negotiable.
yeah, I think a lot of people have a tendency when they fall into this diet space to forget that there's a lot of other lifestyle factors and like
Yes.
environment stuff as well, like grounding, light environment and all that, right?
Don't forget encouraging your natural stem cell renewal and repair system. Very important.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Mm.
There we go. All right, guys, look, it's been a hoot. It's been an absolute hoot. I've got to race and go and deal with the client.
Well, enjoy. An
I
absolute
will.
pleasure, and I look
Yes.
forward to it again.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Of
Thanks,
course.
Yes,
Bart.
thank you so much.
All right.
Bye, Bart.
See you
Nice to
guys.
see you. Bye
All
bye.
right. Ciao.
Well, that was awesome.
Yes, we are still live, by
Yeah.
the way, so we can keep on rolling or
If we
whatever
want,
you guys
Steven, if
feel
you
up
want to
to.
come back in and just keep
Right.
chatting, I'm fine.
Poor Steven. We saw you in there. Apparently he was having some difficult uh issues with his technology.
Yeah, there was some strange noise that kept creeping in and stuff, and then the screen blacked out and whatever. But
Yeah. You think
stuff
that's the
happened.
government
It seems
listening?
like every time we exceed the 4 people, there starts to be issues
That's
with for
yeah.
someone, yeah,
That's what
or
I
everyone sometimes.
exactly. And
Yeah.
that's what I've been trying to say in like our group discussion is like, hey, once we get past this 4, it becomes an issue for whatever reason. I do have some questions for you, Jonathan, while you're here. One, when you got hit by a car, did you see stars or birds?
I saw steak.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Just
Yeah.
Okay.
flying around your head,
Yeah.
or maybe being on the ground around you?
Oh no, it was just like a full screen of just steaks, just
Just steaks.
ribeyes,
Awesome,
tomahawks,
awesome.
T-bones, maybe some even some ground beef in there, maybe something like that. But no, actually, seriously, when I got hit by the car, other than it just bouncing off me and exploding or whatever, uh, I mean, the car didn't make it out of the hospital, right? But jokes aside, actually, so basically the car, I was on a crosswalk, right? It was my turn to go over there, and suddenly this car just comes in from the side, swinging at me, and I see it like last second, so I start to get to run a little bit, so I end up on the corner of the car, and it hits me, and then I kind of flip over a little bit and land on the side of it. I'm on the side of the car, and then I land here on my head,
Yeah.
on the ground, and then kind of get dragged along the ground and get scraped up. But the crazy thing is, I never even passed out from it. I didn't black out or anything. I remember getting dragged along the ground. And then I just got straight up and went to the side of the road, and a bunch of people came over and stuff. And
Jonathan just stands up and is like, all right, I got places to
yeah.
be.
But I mean, seriously though, like imagine if I were on a vegan diet and this happened to me.
Oh, man.
Like my skull might have been too frail to even take that, right? But
Yeah.
now I only ended up like bleeding a little bit here and on my hand and stuff, and I was a little stiff in my legs, but it only lasted a few days, and then I just went on with my life. Honestly, like I mean, I'm that kind of person. So if people weren't standing on the side of the road to stop me, I would have just kept walking. I wouldn't even have called the ambulance because I felt completely fine. And when they scanned me and everything, they said everything was fine. Or actually, it's pretty funny. One of the guys in the hospital, when they came back and had looked at the CT scan or whatever it is, CAT, yeah, I don't remember exactly which scan it was, but he said there's no way you could even have a concussion because we couldn't find anything inside of there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
actually pretty cool.
Meat
But, you
toughens you
know,
up, bud.
hey, good to see you, Ev.
Nice to
You
see
And
you,
too,
man.
but
guys.
how are you?
Dennis, Selena, I'm good. How are you guys?
Yeah, great,
Fine,
doing
fine.
great. Had a great conversation with Bart there, and yeah, looking forward to having him on again.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I
maybe
caught a
I'll go
little,
visit him as well when I go, because I'm going over
caught
to
a little bit.
Australia. So, oh, Evs. Oh,
We're losing him.
another
I caught.
carnivore got hit by a car, it seems.
Yeah, yeah. All these
Like,
cars are
out.
getting paid.
But you know, with the healthcare system being the way it is, of course, I ended up being there the entire day,
Yeah.
and like 95% of the time was just waiting. No one came to check on me. The second they saw or they realized everything was fine, they just sent me to some random spot in like the hallway. They put me there, and yeah, someone came like every some hours and checked on me. But some good thing is this whole event was there, like the Hack Your Health, and I had a bunch of or some great friends that came over and they were hanging out with me and all that stuff. So
I remember Alia had posted, she's like, "We're with him now, guys."
yeah.
Like,
And
okay.
then you have Lewis. Yeah, he's in the
Yeah.
chat, or he said great
Yeah.
show. I don't know if he's still here, but he was also there. Ali and Lewis were kind of swapping places because only one person could be with me
Yeah.
in there. And then Lewis was kind enough to offer, because he was in like a hotel and there was an extra bed, so he was kind enough to offer me to stay there with him just for like to be
Yeah.
safe, right? In case
Right.
something happens, you never know with that sort of
Right.
thing. I mean, something can pop up like days later. Like you never know. You can have like internal bleeding or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, the my Viking genes and all the meat ended up getting me through it. Pretty
Yeah, nice, nice.
smooth sailing, actually. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, well, happy that you're okay. But the main question is that how didn't you go bankrupt because you went one day to the US hospital?
Oh, because okay, so the lady who ran me over, she actually stopped, and it was like an older lady, and I don't. She probably just didn't pay attention or something. Maybe she's uh, yeah, she probably eats too many carbs, so she's not focusing properly, I
Ah,
would
yes.
guess. And but she came running straight out and was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," and all that. And she actually stayed around and told the police herself that was totally my fault. I got all her info and whatever. So yeah, it's the bill is not my problem.
Okay,
Right.
okay. Well, probably she's selling her house right now. Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah,
Sorry,
especially
guys.
since I actually went with I went with an ambulance as well. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, then her children's homes are not safe either, I would imagine. Yeah.
Mm,
Run,
Sorry, Selena,
run.
just poking a little bit of fun
No,
but you
no,
with
know,
our US brothers.
we all know Chris Brandlin. You know, he's great. He's awesome. We've had him on here as well, and yeah, so he was straight on it, and he's like helping me with whatever needs to be fixed. So I just want to, yeah, thank him. He's such an amazing guy. It was also so cool to meet him in person. He's just, yeah, he's the same guy you see online, right? He's just a great guy. Just keeps doing weird athletic stuff with like handstands. Yeah, that man is crazy, and he's switched on all the time. Like
yeah.
he's all over the place, and just yeah, he's his switch never goes off, I think.
Yeah, I could tell from his like energy and the way he talks and everything. I'm like, "Oh man, that man goes constantly. Like never stops." But he looks so serious, Dennis. It's usually Jonathan's role.
Oh, what?
What?
Me? You're talking about my serious face again.
Yes, yes. It's just
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's just Russian smile.
Yeah, because I think many of the other times I've been on here, I've just been like I let others speak, and then just I
Yeah,
enjoy listening as well.
right. That's why I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
teasing because I was like, that's usually Jonathan's role. He's usually sit back and he's just like, mm.
But I feel like I talk so much anyway that like I need to let other people come through a little bit too. So,
Yeah,
but that's
it is.
that's just why. Anyways, yeah, do you guys have anything specific in mind at the moment that's happening, or something you've seen other than the carb stuff? That's I'm kind of done with all of that. I don't
Yeah.
even bother paying attention to it anymore. It's just, yeah. Do you have anything else?
Me? I'm pretty good right now. I don't have a whole lot going on. Not a whole lot's been terribly bothering me. Need to check with Brian. I know he's down there watching. Brian, is there is there anything that's a hot subject we've been
I
missing?
mean, Brian can jump on if he wants.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they have the link. Don't be scared.
Yeah. Oh, it's an open arena. Bring your swords, bring your axe, whatever you use, warhammer. I don't know what you prefer. Maybe a stake.
Poor Ev. He said I had to leave. He hates technology. I think he's had a hard time the last couple times he's come on. It seems to
Yeah.
not jive for him. I don't
Well,
know
yeah.
what
Maybe it's
Personally,
this.
personally, lately, as you've probably noticed, I've decided to like kind of switch up things. I'm kind of trying to almost, I guess, rebrand a little bit or switch up. I think I've kind of gotten a clearer picture in my own mind of where I want to go myself, like what niche I want to fit in. And that's
Yeah,
why I'm playing around with, you've seen like, I've posted these things about like Egypt, right? Ancient Egypt, their diet, and seeing the kind of health issues they had. They had like atherosclerosis or heart
right?
disease, right? And they had like the first description of diabetes in a medical document, right? And
Yeah,
a lot of health issues you see nowadays uh, pop up then, and that's before you have all these artificial dyes people are so caught up in. Is before you have the ultra processed foods and fast food
exactly.
shops or whatever, right? And so yeah, I think it's really, I don't know why, but I just suddenly got this really clear picture in my mind that that's like, I think that's my niche that I want to go into, where I look into these historical uh, populations or civilizations and look at what were they doing, and did they have any health issues as a consequence of it, and all
Right,
that. And then you can, I mean, you can move from like thousands, hundred of thousands of years ago to modern times, right? There's so much you can do with it, and connect all of it together. So yeah,
right.
that's kind of what I'm working on. And no, I'm having so much fun with it because it takes a lot of time to research that stuff,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
Absolutely,
does.
so but it's
absolutely.
so it's so interesting to me. I've always been like interested in history and all that stuff as well, and so I can connect all my interests kind of into one, and I feel like it's kind of a little bit of a unique way to go into it as well. I mean, people have talked about these things before, I think, but I feel like at the moment I see a lot of people are always looking forward, right? People are always looking for the next thing, or like the next article that comes out, the next news or
Right.
whatever, the new breaking news. And then I don't know, I just feel like, but what if I just like separate myself a little bit from that and take a step back, and then yeah, take thousands of steps back, thousands of years back, and cover that instead, and kind of focus on that area to give another perspective. So I don't know. I'm experimenting with it at least and seeing
Yeah.
how
I
it works out, and getting back to get it making. It's been so long since I made like longer form videos as well, because I mean the short form stuff just started working well and I got busy. And but now I'm like, yeah, with this I'm just feeling this really, I'm really, for lack of a better word, hyped up about this. Like I just yeah, I'm very passionate about going in this direction, and so I'm playing around with it, and it seems like it's hitting well so far, actually. Because yeah, probably because it kind of sticks out, right? It's a different perspective you don't hear too much. But yeah, so if anyone has like recommendations for me what I should go into, I mean, you have Egypt, you have Rome, which is pretty similar to Egypt,
right.
and you have Greece, you have the Inuit, you have, I mean, other tribes like the Maasai, you have, so I mean, you can cover all the whole spectrum, right? And Mongols, right? Uh, Genghis Khan and stuff, they were fierce warriors and focused on
Right.
animal-based nutrition. So
Yeah,
yeah,
100%. Ron said
and
Pacific
and
Islanders.
yeah, there's so much, right? It's almost endless, and there's probably a few you can find in there that people haven't covered. Because yeah, also another one that I haven't seen anyone cover that in like the health and nutrition space is the Sami people here in Norway where I live, because they
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
focus mostly, or I mean, they're not only in Norway, they're also in over with Dennis there. They're like,
Yep.
what is it? Russia, Finland,
Yeah.
Sweden, and Norway. And they actually, at least the Norwegian ones, they herd a bunch of reindeer, and that's mostly, traditionally at least, what they base their diet on. I mean, they have like small supplemental things, like they get like the inner bark of some sort of tree and use that as
Mhm.
like
Right.
some sort of flour.
And
Um,
there's a whole thing with that because there was recently a documentary that came out about the ones who raise the reindeer, travel with them, and hunt with them, as to how a lot of the land now is being chemically, you know, altered
mm,
because they're spraying all this stuff with it, and the people are actually now presenting with lots of diseases through the ingestion of the meat of the reindeer because the reindeer are only eating a lot of their foods from these poison fields now. So
wow.
that's definitely a huge thing to get into as far as that part too.
Yeah.
Might be something.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But good thing, Jonathan. I really enjoyed these videos, and yeah, there is a lot of things that you can post, and I would like actually you to report on Sami people. So maybe this one next, because where I come from Russia, it's actually more to the north where I live. We I come from the town Murmansk, which is on Kola Peninsula, and we actually have a border with Norway, with
Mm-hmm.
Kirkenes. And we have like a museum of Sami culture. We have people living around the peninsula, so it's a very familiar culture for me. And yeah, basically they're just herding deer, and that's most of their sustenance. Maybe there are some seasonal berries, perhaps very small ones and not very sugary. But yeah, please do. Please do. Maybe we can even collab on that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to talk about that because that would be really cool to do with people as well. I think that's probably something we should think about doing more as well. Because like even with just our short videos or long videos, right? We can pick up or like come up with concepts like this, the Sami people, and then come together and make stuff. I think it's yeah, that's a very great thing we could do. It helps the movement. It
Absolutely.
probably helps our pages. It probably and it yeah, better entertainment and more we get more different like angles, right? Because I mean,
Mhm.
I'm me. I don't think the way same way as Selena or Dennis, right? I'm not. I wouldn't come up with Dennis's posts. I wouldn't come up with
Right.
Selena's posts. So I think it's great to come together and like just share ideas, right? And
Sure. Sure.
yeah, it's important. That's why we. That's what's great about this as well. But I think we can definitely do it more outside of these as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. For sure. For
Absolutely.
sure.
Hmm.
Do we have any questions in the chat?
Let's see. Ron said if we're still on in 10 minutes, he'll jump on. He's taking his
Okay.
voice
Okay.
practice right now.
Yeah, we're gonna try. Oh,
So,
that's almost 10 minutes ago. So
yeah,
let's
so we're
1 minute.
getting
Mm. Mm.
We'll
we're
see.
like we
We'll see
expect
if
you at
he
exactly 10 minutes, Ron.
Ron.
Yeah.
If you're late, you're gonna have to drink some celery juice. Oh, there's
Again.
Ev again.
All right, can everybody hear me this time?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can hear
Can you
you.
see me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. I finally figured it out. So what was happening was I was clicking the link from the Instagram application. So what I think is happening is because I'm still technically under the Instagram application, I was clicking the link. There's so much data going on at once, and StreamYard can't handle it all. So what I did was I copied and pasted the link into Safari, and then I also opened the StreamYard guest app. So that's what I'm using right now.
Mm.
Yeah, actually, in the Instagram, when you click on the link, it opens it by default on Insta, but then
Mm-hmm.
you can click open it in default application, and it actually switches directly to the guest tab.
It
Not
wasn't
for
doing it
you?
from my phone. That's the
Oh,
problem.
okay,
Mm.
okay. That's how
Yeah.
it is on my phone. But okay,
Yeah, I mean,
cool
I'm
that you
on
got it
my
figured out.
laptop right now, or my MacBook, and I can't use Safari for it. It seems like it doesn't
Same.
support that browser, so I
Mm-hmm.
have to use a different one.
Gotta love
So
technology, eh, boys and
right.
Mm,
lady. All
yeah.
right. But anyway,
Yeah, I mean,
sorry I'm
in
late. So what's the conversation right now?
we were talking about all sorts of stuff, or actually, it was Sami people, wasn't it?
Hmm.
Correct.
Talking about like traditional diets and how their health and whatever, how it relates to the nutrition they had. You know how, uh, for example, I posted about the ancient Egyptian diet, how they ate a lot of grains, very similar to the modern food pyramid. Which, I mean, that's a funny
Mm-hmm.
Is that a coincidence that it's the food pyramid, and then I think you're the one who commented that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that, I
It's
mean,
no
you can
crazy
wonder,
coincidence.
yeah, but is it a coincidence that they already know? Who knows? Considering they kept the meat for the rich people, the elites in that society as well. And I mean, you have the age old quote, like the give them bread and circuses, right? They already knew that grains they make the population weak and easily manipulate. You can easily manipulate them, and yeah, they won't.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they won't revolt, as they say.
But yours was very unique, though, Jonathan. You went as far as back as the ancient Egyptians. I've gone. I mean, I always bring up the argument as far back as like the early 1800s in American history that they did the same thing. They fed them grains, maybe some vegetables if they were lucky, and they kept the slaves just strong enough to get the work done, but just so weak that they have to submit to their masters. That's how it went.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. It's the same like concept, I guess, as modern medicine as well. The whole healthcare system. I mean, they keep people awake, or I mean, alive enough to just keep making money off them for very long, but they never make them actually healthy or cured from anything. They just keep them like alive enough so they can keep them in the system. It's kind of the same thing, I feel.
Yeah,
But
they wanted to keep control of them.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty much what
exactly.
it was. And they're doing the same thing today, except they're controlling us in different ways. For example, they've turned us into wage slaves here in America. I don't know if I don't know if it's like that in other countries as well. Even though businesses operate differently, lifestyles operate differently in other countries, but as far as America goes, I know that it was basically John D. Rockefeller who basically created our way of life and created the school system and then created the work life. Uh, and he created the school life where basically he said this in his own words. I don't want to create a nation of thinkers. I want to create a nation of workers.
There you have it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I will always stand by that. And you guys know I'm a janitor at a junior high school, and I see it all the time. I even from when I was a kid, I noticed the changes in children's behavior, teachers' behavior, and the curriculum is much different than it used to be.
I've
Instead
noticed
of
that just in my lifetime, my 24 years, I've noticed a big change there from seeing like how when I went to school to now that my little brother goes there, I see a huge difference. But yet, like since you talked about also hi Ron, but since you talked about like the Rockefeller stuff and how that shapes everything, right? But yeah, over here in Norway at least, we have a tendency to just follow everything the US does, but like 2, 3 years behind maybe. So it is pretty much all the same curriculum, all the same nutritional guidelines, all the same things you hear from the top. And yeah, so it's not much different actually.
Well, I've been working in this school district now for almost 3.5 years, and I've noticed that around every year or two, instead of every 5 years, they've been changing the books of every subject. Like, the textbooks that you get that are like either like this thick or that thick, whatever the case may be, depending on the subject. Like, say, for example, my first year working here, we've already thrown out like American history textbook that was only about maybe 2 years old, and we ended up doing it again this past summer. So they're changing everything every so often now instead of every like 5 or 6 years. It's getting
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's like 1, 2 years, something like that. And actually, like a specific case that I noticed when because like about a year ago, I was or until earlier this year, I was taking like chemistry classes, biology classes, and physics. Like went back to school and took those and had like the standard books and everything. And when it comes to metabolism and stuff in the biology books, they go like in detail through the whole Krebs cycle and all that, and um, with how you metabolize sugar or carbohydrates, right? They went through all the details of that, but they completely skip over the fact that you can use fats for that, or like the ketone stuff and all that. It's not even. I think it
Yeah.
was kind of mentioned, but it was just mentioned by name, and then they skip over it. They don't even show what it is. But
So
it's pretty funny that like someone in class, right? They uh, the teacher kind of mentioned that you get more. It wasn't in the book, but he mentioned that you get more ATP and stuff from using fats for fuel.
mhm.
And someone in class, I was just sitting there like, oh no, what is this? I didn't even like I couldn't be bothered to like start a whole thing. But even though it would probably been fun, but this one girl in class, she just said out loud, she said, "Wait, so doesn't that mean fat is a better fuel source for humans?" And you saw the like it was almost like the teacher's brain just completely like there was a huge glitch in it, right? It
Did the
just
rest of the class gasp as well? Like,
yeah, people were like it was completely silent, and you could see he was like his head was like spinning, right? Like a loading screen on there. I could almost see it like coming out of his eyes, like his pupils going around like this. But and then he just says, "Yeah, that's right." He couldn't deny it.
he
He
almost
could,
malfunctioned for a second.
yeah, he couldn't deny the fact that it's a better fuel source for the human body, even
Hmm.
though the textbook completely just ignores it and tries to go around it and all that.
Right.
So you see how all of it's like integrated even there in a biology textbook, right? Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Fine.
and it's amazing to me though that I don't think a lot of that is being discussed in college campuses anymore, even in medical school. I think it's more like just a conversation in passing now. It's no longer like any part of any curriculum or anything of that nature. The ATP, cholesterol, saturated fat, etc. We could go on. So it's almost as if like it's being done by design in front of our faces.
Hmm.
But also if you look at I don't know if you guys keep up with like statistics on children nowadays. Only
I hate
35%
kids.
of college seniors are proficient in reading now as
Yeah,
of up to
it's
date.
crazy.
Yeah. So
Wow.
can you imagine how many of those kids nationwide want to become doctors and go to medical school?
And
We
then
just got some.
people use AI as well for their like dissertations and stuff. Like the
Yeah.
in the
Oh
like
yeah.
even now probably people go to their doctor and they have no idea what they even learned in school because they just used AI to write everything. So it's
What? I've ran into a bunch of reels where it's not just the students that are using AI to write papers and study and all that. Teachers are also teachers and professors, I should say, are using AI as well to check to see if their work is authentic now. Because and what's happening is I forget the name of the program that they exactly use, but it go basically if say for example they're writing up a paper for like an English class or a writing class. If it's AI generated, it will the AI program that the professors use can detect what was copied, what was pasted, what was typed, and it gives the professor everything that happened in live time. And it gives how long it took for the paper, and then it gives like a percentage of how authentic it is. It's actually pretty darn insane that even the students can't get away with writing up a paper in AI.
yeah, not
Right.
good.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
There
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are. How are you,
Awesome.
Ron?
Awesome. I'm good, man.
Dying from coffee withdrawals or
Yeah, but I really needed to go to the bathroom right now too, so I might hop off in a couple seconds. But
How
go.
ironic.
is
No,
it because you had a coffee? Is that why you had a
No, it's because
coffee?
I'm drinking.
He's not telling
Just
us, guys.
I've had like a bunch of these cans of water today. Um, but I just wanted to say, my kids got some of their testing scores back, and you get to see what percentile they're in as far as like how intelligent they are per subject. And my 10-year-old, he's like in the 92 to 98 percentile of, intelligence for his age group around the nation. And I'm like, dude, you're not that smart. So it must be that the other kids are just that dumb now. So yeah, everyone's using AI, even 10-year-olds. So now my son looks like a goddamn
Ron.
genius. No, I'm just fine. He's pretty smart. He's intelligent. But
That sounds
Yeah,
like
no,
something my dad would have said.
Ev, good to see you, man. We've been going back and forth in our private chats, just razzing each other. It's been pretty fun.
I'm
I
having
can
a blast
imagine you
with it
guys
too,
are
bud.
fun in the private chat.
Okay,
I
so
sent you.
Yeah.
Did you get the one I sent you earlier?
The last one I saw was the Sasquatch trying to put me onto a gay
Okay.
dating website. Yeah.
oh nice.
I
Nice.
got a
Yeah.
few more lined up for you.
Hold on.
I got some for you too.
I want to
Oh,
touch on
I'm
this
sure.
question.
What's
I
up?
want to touch on this question from James. What is our biggest closet carnivore secret? And I'm not even sure where to go with this question,
I'll
but
start. I was thinking about it. I saw
it's a
it
fellow
pop
member.
up. Yeah.
Yes.
So one of my biggest secrets that I'm going to confess right now is I have more Coke Zero than I should, which I haven't had Coke Zero now in at least, a month or more. But every
Nice.
Sunday, my family goes to Costco for lunch, and Costco has all beef hot dogs. And so I'll get 2 all beef hot dogs with no bun, and I'll drink like 4 Coke Zeros. So I'm not proud of it. It tastes good, but I'm not proud of it.
Hey, man, it's okay. It's okay. If it makes you feel better, I've actually had like 3 or 4 weeks break from these like sweetener drinks, zero sugar. And today I broke, and we have this soda stream, and usually I just use it for the fizzy water, but we have some like zero sugar, like syrupy, coffee
Mhm.
things.
Mm.
So I've had one today. Yeah. So probably we're gonna go together to the same cell in the prison camp.
Dang. Hey, we
Well,
could come up with
Ron,
lots more
well,
jokes.
Ron, if you're staying away from caffeine right now, you can't have that because there's caffeine in Coke, isn't there?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a lot of caffeine. So, like I said, I've not had it for at least 30 days. So, I'm
Ah,
avoiding
okay.
going to Costco on Sundays. My wife went to Costco this Sunday, and I made the excuse that I was tired. So I went
You're
home
watching this,
and just made
Mama
some
Ron.
food, made a reel, had some fun.
Nice. Okay. All right. Ev,
Well,
Jonathan, who's next with your closet carnivore secret?
I actually have two closet secrets, actually.
He has two closets, James. Just so you know. Not
That
just
just
one,
sounded so
two.
wrong, but I like it. I love it.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
so one one closet secret is every once in a blue moon. I've mentioned this in the past, I believe. Um, once in a blue moon, I like to have a little bit of onions with my scrambled eggs.
oh yeah, you've said that.
Yup, that's one carnivore closet secret that's not really a secret anymore. And then another closet secret that I have is I
From
actually
his second
started
closet.
experimenting with pre-workout before the gym.
Hmm.
What? Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What are you experiencing so far?
Uh, no, no jitteriness as I would have expected, to be honest, and like not any like hyperactive energy.
Huh.
Like for example, in the past, I've only tried it a couple times. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I've taken C4 a couple times when I was in my 20s when I was
Yeah.
playing hockey, and the tingliness was throughout my entire arms, and I would get the jitters.
Mm.
But this pre-workout is not that bad. All
Yeah.
I can say
C4
is
is very high in niacin.
this one doesn't have any niacin.
Right. That's what causes that like tingly, prickly
It
feeling
can
is
also
niacin.
be beta-alanine because it gives you like a little pump. They add it to a lot of those workouts. I've been using a lot of them back when I was in high school through university, and going to the gym, it was like, my choice of drugs, just pre-workouts.
Mm. But luckily for me, because I'm on the carnivore diet, the diet is actually overpowering the pre workout to the point where I'll still have the energy to go out and work out and all that, but I won't get like that crazy, like jittery, that psycho, bodybuilders energy that you normally see at the gym. Like, you know, it's not taking me to the point where, some guy has to hit me in the back with a chair to go bench like say 250 pounds or something like that. It's not taking me to that point. I've actually been staying calm and more focused on lifting. So
Huh.
uh,
Nice.
luckily for me, that's the case.
Yeah. Yeah, but why
It's
stop? Why?
but the brand I can tell you the brand that I'm using though. It's called Jocko, and the only
Ah,
reason
yeah,
why,
yeah, yeah. Okay.
yeah, the reason why I chose it is because it's keto friendly, and supposedly there's only 2 grams of carbs in it. I guess.
From what I know, it's probably, I think last I had ever checked into those things, that it's one of the cleaner um companies to go with.
Oh, of course. It is, and that's why. Like, I was researching a bunch, and Jocko was the one that I ran into. I was actually very impressed. Other than the silicon dioxide, which some people say there's less than 1% of it in there, but I mean, it's done me good so far, I should say. The only thing I'm very iffy about is they say it's no sugar, but in the ingredients it says it's fermented sugar. So, which basically it basically heats up the sweetness from the sugar, and you don't get that. Supposedly, you don't get that insulin spike that you would get from normal sugar. So,
Interesting.
yeah, it's something
Yeah.
I have to look into a little bit more.
You
Yeah.
would probably still get a little bit of if insulin spike due to cephalic response just from tasting anything sweet. It doesn't have to contain any amount of mass per se, but just the concentrated taste can skew insulin a little bit upwards. But if it's like this, the only thing that you are doing, once a few times a week before your workouts, you're good. You're good. But why stop there? See, hear me out. You can start blasting gear like there's no tomorrow, get super jacked, and just start espousing bullshit on the internet and earn a lot of money.
Yeah. You can also change your last name to Griggs. Sorry.
No, no
that guy
thanks,
still
guys.
got under my skin.
You broke the world record for mentioning Zane Griggs, I think, in a joke.
Yes. Yes.
No thanks on that one. Hence why actually, sorry, John. We'll get to you in a second. Hold on. I just want to mention that. That's why I created that post with the guy with the Seco Bro T-shirt, and then in the background you see the standard American diet food that he has on one table, and then you see all the enhancements, including TRT, in another table in the background. Yeah. That even though they're presenting themselves as calories in, calories out works, but behind closed doors, that's not the case.
Nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors, especially if you have 2 closets.
I don't think you guys are going to let that one go.
No.
That one's going to stick forever.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to hear about it for the next 2 weeks at least.
Oh, you got it. Minimum.
I mean, we're going to have a chat like this in 2 years, and then it's suddenly going to come up again, okay? That's how it is.
Oh my gosh, guys. Can you even imagine, all of us in 2 years?
Where are we at that point?
What? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. So this February 12th exactly, will be my 1 year Instaversary, my Instagram account for Carnivore.
Which months?
Say that again.
Which months you said?
Not plants, no plants.
No, which month?
Oh, which month? February.
Month?
I thought you said
it's the same as me. Yeah, we started.
No.
It's the same as me because we started pretty much the same time, didn't we?
We
You
did.
mean the Instagram?
Days. Yes, we're Instagram twins.
It's actually funny because I also started my Instagram on February this year.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
What?
I wonder why it took so long for us to find each other, or Selena and I, we kind of our pages just for some reason connected right away.
Yeah.
And then you came, it's strange how things.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, Jonathan. I think you were my first or second actual follower that wasn't my husband. And I was like, oh my God, somebody followed me.
That's funny.
Jonathan, your turn now. What's your closet carnivore secret?
Wait, what was Dennis's? I didn't hear that one.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
I'm back. I went to the bathroom. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I was thinking really, really hard about this one because I actually, when I say when I say I'm a strict carnivore, I'm serious. I'm serious. Like, I'm probably one of the strictest one out there, and that's not me trying to like portray myself as this perfect being or whatever. It's
You're
just
not
that
perfect.
the potential consequences for me are like such a
Detrimental.
motivator to stay away from that stuff. That and I just don't have. Uh, I don't have the desire for anything else, right? Like if I go past like a bakery or in a supermarket and see stuff, it like doesn't even register in my mind. I don't know if it's like some sort of self-protecting mechanism that's turned on inside of me or something like that. But yes, I managed to find uh, something. Yes, inside of there. And I alluded to it in our chat earlier today, actually, which is with me. So with me, like I've been thinking about it for a long time as well, but with me, like changing my approach a little bit. Not that I'm still carnivore and all that, but and go like looking more into the actual ancestral part of things, going back in history, looking at ancient civilizations, ancient populations, tribes, and all that with me doing that because I've been like researching for it a long time, so I have stuff to cover, right? And from and I was thinking about this before that as well, but I haven't. I guess I hadn't totally opened my mind up to it yet. Um, which is basically I've enrolled into some like certification programs because I'm to learn more and see if there's something to apply with me being a coach and stuff as well. I think it can be if there's something I can learn and expand my knowledge, and I don't want to get stuck in some lane, basically. So I'll get to the point, which is so the programs I've enrolled in. It's so naturopathy practitioner. It's
Mhm.
herbalism and
Nice.
natural medicine. So
Lovely.
because my thought behind it is, as I kind of talked about in our chat earlier, is like, okay, so the nutrition side of things, that's yeah, animal products. I don't
Right.
believe plants have any place in the diet unless you're starving to death and you need
Exactly.
something to survive. That's what it's for. Or if you're in the wild and you use it to put on weight as like a strategy, right? But there's no
Right.
requirement for the carbs or plants or anything. But like traditionally, you see it in all these traditional like ancient cultures and the wild ones as well, like the tribes or whatever. They do use every single time they do use plants as medicine. There is some
Exactly.
knowledge they have there in that, and they do obviously use it for some reason or another.
Keyword medicinal,
Exactly. It's medicinal or tools or whatever you want to call it.
which means
And
temporary.
yes, means temporary. And keep in mind, these plants are also seasonal,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you're not going to have them all the time. But yeah, so that's the thing. Going a little because I feel like the carnivore thing can kind of. I mean, It's not like I'm going off carnivore. I'm not adding carbs or vegetables or seasonings or anything. I don't do any of
Well,
that. I just do
that's
red
because
meat.
we would drag you and beat you to a pulp until you came back to your
Yeah, yeah,
senses.
yeah.
And then my carnivore card, right? No, uh, but yeah, uh, no, I'm not changing any of my diet, and I haven't like done any of the medicine stuff myself. I'm still learning and seeing if there's something I believe in or think is real or whatever. I'm only in like the infancy of it, right? But yes, so there's the nutrition side, but then there's medicine, and that's an entirely different thing. And
Mm-hmm.
if you look at even like the allopathic medicine part of things, like the what they give you, the doctor or hospital gives you, uh, most of the compounds there, they're originally discovered from plants, they're from fungi, from algae, some from bacteria and that sort of thing, and I mean some from a few from some animals, but it's
Right.
less of that. But most of it is from plants, fungi, algae, that sort of thing. So we already know these things have some sort of effect on the body, and yeah, I think just logically, like if applying the same principle of like these ancestral principles of
Mhm.
like what humans have done and all that, I think there's a place for it, like the medicine part of things
Absolutely.
as well.
Yeah.
And they obviously they must have kept doing it and started doing it for a reason, right? I don't know why. Maybe certain ones, maybe it helps you be a better hunter. Maybe it
There
helps you with focus in some situation. Maybe it helps you get rid of
there
some sort of infection, right?
there are several
Yeah.
things. Like, so when I was younger, um, I had the fortunate experience of having a Chinese medical doctor for most of my um, younger years to teenage years. And there are different things that plants can do or can help evoke if you are going through a situation. So I ended up severely sick at one point in time, and I had bronchitis, pneumonia, a sinus infection, and I was chronically dehydrated all at the same time. And I was spiking fevers of 105 for about 2.5 weeks. And
Oh,
even in the hospital, they couldn't get it to break. My Chinese medical doctor, she ended up coming in and she was sneaking in boiled molasses with ginger root that she had made. And what it actually did was, oddly enough, is it forced me to spike an even higher fever, which could be considered detrimental, except for the fact that the moment the heat induction from those particular plants, right, and the sugar spike of it as well, but the moment that the heat induction leaves the digestive system and expels out of your body, it forces an immediate cool-off effect. I broke my fever.
Hmm.
So it's like, I completely agree that there is definitely, it's not that plants are bad as a blanket overall completely, but they are, in my opinion, and based off of my experience and other research as well, they are medicine. There is a time and place that they can be utilized. There's a reason, cats or dogs go out and eat different plants when they're trying to expel something out of their system that isn't okay. It's like, well, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just keep eating normal food if it wasn't a useful thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
exactly.
know. Sometimes they just get poisoned and die from that. So,
Yeah.
but that's
Well, so do
nature. That's
people.
nature. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean
Hey,
that's natural selection, right? Someone with humans as well, someone at some point had to test it and figure out which ones do we just which ones the switch take the switch off on us and which ones do something useful or just something. I mean, some of them maybe just something we enjoy or
Right.
whatever. But no, yeah. So for me, it's more just like being responsible uh, to myself, really, and others. Never like getting stuck in
Mm.
like thinking I know everything, and like I just think there's something to this side of everything as well. And it's like, especially seeing from like the coaching side of things, I need to just be responsible to both clients and myself and actually keep learning and be curious about these things. Like, and like, just think about how, like, maybe there's some sort of, if someone's coming from a certain disease or problem they've had previously in their life, or they have a certain issue transitioning, maybe there's like a little tool in there, a little medicine I can use to actually elevate my expertise and ability to help someone get there better and faster or whatever, right? I just think
Absolutely.
um, like I would kind of be doing a disservice to myself and others to not like look deeper into it. It's just my feeling, especially since I just got this feeling that, you know what, I need to explore that side of things more as well. Because I just think like when you get into this sort of nutrition diet space, you can get kind of stuck in, especially when it's like uh, not
Yeah,
restrictive, if you want to call it that, where it's like
right.
you cut in the diet, you cut out an entire group of things, the plants and stuff, but then you forget, well, maybe outside of the diet itself, maybe there is a place for it. I mean, people know that plants already do something to you. People have coffee.
Exactly,
People
exactly.
have coffee. People have tea. People. I mean, I think statins, they come from some sort of mushroom. I think.
Mhm.
Um,
People have cocaine.
yeah, exactly. You have cocaine. You have you have nicotine. That's also from plants, right? So people already
Right.
know in
There are
their
healing benefits of
yeah.
nicotine for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Uh, Jonathan, I love listening to you speak, especially about something that you're becoming more passionate about, and that's why I threw out Pacific Islanders when when you were talking about studying ancient civilizations, especially in Hawaii. You have a place on the equator that's warm all the time. They do have seasonal fruits and stuff, but those were all brought in. But it'd be fun to learn a little bit more about how Pacific Islanders, specifically Hawaiians, used plants for healing. Because when I was growing up, we did learn a lot about the different healing properties of certain plants. Some things are poisonous to eat, but they can be used for healing or ointments or stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to those series because that Egypt one was actually really, really awesome. So I'm glad
Yeah,
that someone's
thanks. I
excited about
appreciate
it.
that. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah, that's so at first it was just I made that like short video on the Egypt thing, and then I realized, wait, I can add so much onto this and like give context around and connect it to nowadays. And I got the whole like food pyramid idea, and it's pretty funny with like Egypt and then the
Yes.
food pyramid. And I because I haven't made like long form videos like on YouTube or whatever in like months, I think. But then I suddenly realized, wait, this is what I want to do with that. I want to keep expanding on that concept, and I think there's just so much I can explore in it. I mean, I can with Egypt, right? I'm because
Mhm,
I'm working on editing like the full video right now for it,
mhm.
and uh, this one's specifically on like the diet side of things and like the health issues they had or whatever. But I mean, later, right, when I get more into this, like herbal medicine thing, maybe I can go back, visit them again, see maybe they had some sort of herbs around there that they used to treat people for the issues they had. I don't know. I don't know yet, but that's kind of yeah. I'm gonna explore it and see what I find or whatever. And the best thing about this is, I mean, I have, as probably all of us have, like with the social media stuff, kind of used probably AI uh, to help us like get there with our ideas or something like that, or write certain things. But what I've done now is I just logged out of it. Uh, I decided, you know what, for this, I really want to just, because I feel like at some point you may be kind of disconnecting your own brain. You're almost not even thinking anymore yourself,
Right.
even though it's not the intention. You're just kind of using it as a tool again, right? To kind of help you be more efficient because we have busy
Yeah.
days and lives and stuff. But I
Well,
just
with with
realized like
with
with
that
this, I
with
just
that, Jonathan,
realized,
like
oh, sorry, yeah.
when it comes to those videos that you make, if people aren't paying attention as long to the video and you put in Instagram description or for a caption on Instagram, do you find that people are actually reading through and asking questions or anything like that based off what information you put below the video? Because
Sorry,
that's what I'm
sorry.
I'm having a hard time with that because like I'm trying to put even shorter ones now, just a little one liner or two liners to get people to just I don't
Yeah.
know.
Sorry
I
guys,
get,
sorry
Hold
guys.
on.
yeah, yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
jump in before you go into that. I have to go because it's almost 12 and I have a client
Dang.
call early tomorrow. as well as work. So it was very great to be speaking to you today. We had Bart K, which is awesome, but I'm
Yeah.
always happy to see you guys. And yeah,
Same.
see you hopefully very soon, and let's stay in touch in the chat. All right. Peace,
All right.
guys.
See
Take
you,
it easy,
Dennis.
Dennis.
See you
Take it
guys. Bye
easy.
bye.
Good night.
Because the goal is engagement on the videos, and people are very visual now, and so they're watching for 3 seconds or longer, and sometimes they're not. And I'm just finding they're not engaging with anything that I've written. So I'm trying to figure out ways, maybe put Easter eggs in the description to see if people are actually paying attention, saying like, "I'll give you $100 if you respond to this." But do you find people just
Everybody
watching the
watching.
videos and not responding? Um, because your information is pretty phenomenal. I would expect people to want to communicate with you on those things.
Yeah, first of all, thanks. I appreciate that. I try my best, you know. I think everyone here does such a great job, and it's I just love seeing how different personalities come together, and like, I mean, we're all working in concert, but we're all doing our thing, right? We're getting there with our method, getting the message out, like just being ourselves, and I think that's what people want. I've noticed like over like since I started in February, what I've noticed is, and I realized it pretty quickly actually, with I think especially within this sort of space, like the carnivore community space, right? I think people who come to this, they're already like kind of sick of all this like flashy, fast media garbage. I think people just want a real person that's talking to them, right? They're kind of sick of all this flashy, like annoying social media, like scrolling all day. And I think yeah, people are trying to get away from that when they get into this lifestyle, I think. So I've noticed the more I'm just being authentically myself and just flipping the camera on, saying whatever's on my mind, right? Oh, he can listen to it afterwards if but oh, there he's back.
I'm seeing if it's
He's
working.
trying to come back.
I think he's gone.
Oh, that stinks. But
Still
See,
listening
no,
to you.
yeah, I'll just keep going then. He can listen
yeah.
back if he wants. But yeah, I've noticed that the more authentically myself and just more human I am, the less robotic and all that within this space or whatever. I personally, for me at least, I've noticed the more it actually seems to work. Because I think people just want a real person talking to them at this point. I think the
Mm.
whole flashy social media thing is kind of dying out.
Mm.
So I think, yeah, just be be yourself, right, and stay consistent is really the key to it. And yeah, I'm still playing around with everything myself, right? Even
Right.
though like I keep trying to switch up, testing new methods, testing new like video
Yeah.
ideas or methods, all that, and seeing maybe something sticks, maybe not. If it doesn't work, then I learn from that, I move on, whatever, and find out what sticks. Keep it's just like the diet and medicine stuff. Keep learning, right? Never get stuck in one way, and just observe and take whatever you can from it, I guess.
Mm.
And
I
then
don't
who
know.
knows? You might end up bringing it up again, maybe what? Let's say 20, maybe 30 reels later.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Sometimes I've actually just gone back and I go look at, oh, which videos actually do well, and then I just kind of recreate it in a new with a new life to it, like make a new version of that same concept. It's like, for example, within the space we're in, right? The fiber, cholesterol, carbs, uh, those sort of things, those topics, they always, because people are still convinced of those things, and you always get reactions. There's always someone who needs to hear it again, because people need the repetition to actually get the point and believe it. So yeah, there's a lot you can think about, I guess.
That was something that I think I kind of realized about a week, 2 weeks ago, maybe about 2 weeks ago now, where I was just like, I missed just talking in those moments where it's like, "Ah, I've had this thought or I've been contemplating this perspective or this aspect," and it was like, "Why did I stop doing that?"
Yeah, I was seriously missing your car conversations. I remember those from the early days.
Right?
Yeah,
And I was like, "Why have I stopped this?"
yeah,
And it was like, well, because it wasn't, like, flashy and there wasn't, like, a lotta, you know, whatever to it, and it was like but I kind of, like, realized I was sort of losing myself to the, like, you know, plug and play aspect of, "Well, this is what social media is supposed to look like because it looks like this," and I'm like, "I'm so over it."
yeah.
That.
Yeah, and then I think you also like just think about it now by going with that unique perspective and like method that you have, just being yourself. I think you probably build more of a connection to
Right.
your audience, and there's a specific reason why they should come to you and not someone else, right? With because everyone knows Ev when he sits down and reacts to these stupid videos with his cutting board, right? That's what people come back to him for. Uh, but then uh,
The eyebrow.
just but just say yeah the eyebrow as well, right? People like that stuff and building a connection to a real person, and
Hmm.
yeah, there's already like it's kind of what I thought about as well when I kind of decided to do this whole switch up with how I'm approaching this. That instead of attacking the specific like carbs and cholesterol, fiber, all those, I realized you know what I have this unique way of attacking those things that I want to do instead because there's already enough people talking about it. Like, right?
Right.
There's not that others can't do it, but it's like
Mm.
if someone has a question about like cholesterol or fiber, I can explain it myself, but also they've probably already seen Anthony Chaffee, Ken Berry, those people already talking about it all the time. So I think, yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, plenty of people are talking about cholesterol. Look at the new guy that has came a long way. The guy Will that reacts to a lot of stupid videos.
I don't
He
know if
you
I've
know
seen it.
yeah he what he does is he has his like he's got his screen like on the corner of every reel, and then he'll like pause a video and then give his like feedback as to what his answer is to everything.
Mhm.
It's that guy that I'm talking about. I actually reached out to him too. I asked him what kind of program he uses for that particular type of reaction, and he actually told me the name of the program. Um, I'm not going to explain it on here, but let's just say that I'm going to test it out first, see if I can go back to doing the reactions that I was doing when I first started social media, because I'm really trying to bring that back.
Right.
And the Instagram remix is no longer working anymore, no matter how you slice
Yeah,
and
it's really
dice it.
strange.
Mhm.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you and I have talked about this, John, right? It's weird. You can do a remix of the reel itself, but when you want to add yourself into it, there's no sound coming out whatsoever.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so many people don't even do that types of reaction except for Eddie Abu, but I think he uses like CapCut or something.
Yeah, I think Jonathan just, said that there's some sort of Android screen recorder. I'm not sure what kind of phone you have of, but
I got an iPhone.
I'm sure that there's an app for that as well. Or you could just use the iPhone screen recording feature,
Mm.
but
Well,
then
well,
it's not a remix per se. I mean, it is, but
I I looked into CapCut to see if it would give me that side by side reaction stuff, but according to ChatGPT and from me looking into it, it doesn't have that feature. A lot of programs just don't have that feature for some reason.
Huh.
Yeah, like like there are other programs, but like it only gives me a screen. Like let's say for example, like the screen that you see from me, so it would be like this big, and I'd be like way
Right.
far in the corner, and you can barely see me.
Right.
And so it's like you can't even see my reaction to another video in live time. You know, you don't get to see the faces, you don't get to see the laughs,
We don't get
all
the
that.
eyebrow.
You
Yeah,
know,
the eyebrow. That's
oh,
the
this
most
isn't going
important.
anywhere. Are you kidding me? And
That's so funny.
yeah, and surprised nobody like. There's not a lot of engagement into my reel that I posted this morning. I figured it would get a lot of views, but you know, some people would be like, "You're crazy for doing that in Thanksgiving. Did you even have a Thanksgiving?" To be honest, I really didn't.
Mhm.
My family did Thanksgiving. They tried to do Thanksgiving Friday night, but I wasn't feeling well, and I had a bad day that day, so I really didn't have a Thanksgiving. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have a Thanksgiving at all, so because it's not a thing. It's not a thing here. So,
Yeah. Well, exactly. It
I
is.
honestly don't even know what it is. I don't know what the whole deal is.
Oh,
So
Not
Thanksgiving is basically a tradition, an American tradition, traditional holiday, I should say. It started when like the Pilgrims and certain groups of Indians would get together, and then they would say grace, and then share what they're thankful for and all that stuff. They're thankful for sharing the land, basically. That's basically what hence the name
yeah, yeah.
Thanksgiving.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
It's kind of a controversial topic in the last couple years here in the US
It
anyways.
is.
Mm.
It is, but
So,
Oh
at least
yeah,
that's what I was
cause
taught in
yeah,
school,
yeah.
rather.
Whatever.
right, I'm like,
We don't need to get too deep into that, I guess. But
yeah, it's
those who know probably
basically,
know.
Just like
But
yeah.
how Columbus Day was a sensitive topic to
I
talk about
never
as well.
understood Columbus Day even when we were being taught that bullshit.
Oh yeah, I know. Nobody
Like,
nobody really knows
really?
what exactly happened.
It definitely wasn't him.
No, no, I don't think so.
but speak. I was going to say, speaking of the Plains Indians, they're another group I can cover at some point, right?
Yeah. Well,
They're
all
the ones
kinds
who
of stuff.
had like the strategy of tricking the bison to run off cliffs and stuff, aren't they?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
Yeah,
they are.
so. Yeah.
Mhm.
that's so smart.
And all the different native cultures here all, like, had very similar, like, base practices, but they all did things very differently because, the country has such a vast landscape. It's like you couldn't do the same thing up in the mountains that you could do by the coast, that you could do on the plains, like, so they all have very, very different, like, hunting perspectives, what they hunted, so you get a whole thing. England is the only country within the UK that don't get a bank holiday for our Saint George's Day.
Mm, I
Like,
believe it.
yeah, yeah, like, country and state holidays, I think a lot of them really just questionable in
Yeah.
general.
But
Like,
as Jonathan stated, right, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Norway, which, even in I've been alive for 35 years. At this point, Thanksgiving to me is just another day, except you just get to eat a lot. That's it.
that's kind of it.
Yeah,
I
people
know
just
they,
use it as an excuse to get their bellies full of freaking standard American diet food.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
That's
It's
why I made that real.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Me pretending to sit over the toilet, fighting for my
Yeah,
life.
that was so good.
I
That
have
was
to
so-
say, it was very reminiscent of some of Jonathan's early work.
it was, yeah, that's true.
Oh, yes.
I remember one. I remember one very fondly. I was so proud of that joke. So I was like kind of just coming up with dad joke replies to carnivore criticism of carnivore, right? And yeah, it was people. I was responding to people saying carnivore is just a fad, and I think I had one of these like vegan doctors or something who said it
Yeah.
first, a clip of him. I don't remember which one, but and then I just get the electron transport chain behind me, where you have FAD, fad, and I say, yeah, but as you see right here, you need fad to for your cells to make energy, so
Oh, I
something like that.
remember that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, clever, clever.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that one. I do.
yeah. No, yeah,
Be, hey,
I
if we
never
all
forgot that
ever
one.
met up at like at a Hack Your Health event or any sort of event similar to that, be careful, you guys, because I might bring back a prank that Jonathan did to Brian one time.
What
We're
did
all
I?
like, what?
No
What
steak
was
is
that?
safe, if you
No.
remember.
Oh, when I had that long fork, the extendable
Yeah,
fork.
exactly. I'm gonna try to top that off at an event.
Well, we'll be like 4 tables apart. Suddenly there's just like this rock
Oh, you'll
across
be.
the
Oh,
thing.
you can be 4, 10. It doesn't matter. I'm
Doesn't
gonna figure
matter.
something out. I'll take the entire plate from you.
That's
I
funny.
bet. It's like, where's my stuff?
Hey,
Yeah.
Jonathan said it himself. No steak is safe.
Nope, not even close.
Yeah, but that was funny. That was a good one. That was a good laugh.
Fun one to make. It was just some spontaneous idea we
Mm,
got, and then just filmed it on the spot. So,
right.
You two
It was
are
funny to
funny.
see Brian's reaction. Like, what the hell? Get out of here.
yeah, and you like smacked me or whatever.
Yeah.
That's so
Like he's
good.
your father.
Yeah, yeah.
That was funny.
It seems like he feels like he kind of has half adopted me.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
mean now you better be careful because I have a carnivore dad as well. So
Oh, I know. Yeah.
yeah, I think he's 22 weeks in or something like that. I don't remember.
What?
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
21,
Nice.
22.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's still feeling amazing. We had like a family dinner yesterday and he just stuck with it. We just had beef. That was it. While
Did
the
he
others had
did he ever mention that he had like when if he saw other desserts or anything like that, did he have those cravings come back to him or
not yesterday, but he said uh he was walking somewhere in town like last week or something at some point, or now it's Monday, but I think it was last week, and that he smelled some like a kebab or something like that, and
Mhm.
he was he had the passing thought of like, oh, that see, it sounds very good, but then he remembered why he was doing it, right, and how and he just realized like I know what that stuff did to me and what it would do to me, so yeah, he just went past it, so that's good. I mean, everyone probably has those moments at some point, especially early. And I think you almost need those learning moments to actually get
Absolutely.
past it at some point as well. It's kind of uh, like with me as well when with like clients and stuff. It's not just one time it's happened with people and the same people that they fall off and eat something they shouldn't. But the trick is turning that into a good experience or like a learning experience, right? Where they actually get a connection a deeper connection to what that stuff does to them, and like get more connected to their why, like why they're even doing this in the first place. So yeah,
Mm.
it's I mean, that can happen to the best of us, like falling off. I'm willing to bet even like the most strict doctors online that talk about carnivore have probably done it. They just wouldn't say it online. Many of them, at least. Uh, but I mean, they get back up, right? And they get back to it. You have a new foundation. You know where you can go back to, and that's your base, your baseline,
Mhm.
right? And you've
Yeah.
experienced it. There's so yeah. At
I
that
think
point, yeah,
Chafee even said that in one of his last posts or videos or interviews or something. I watched him the other day, maybe last week or so, and he even said, it's one of the things it's most likely going to happen with a client. And the thing is to not beat them up over it, help them understand the learning aspect of it and move on and keep moving
yeah,
forward. It's like it's part of life. People are going to test things out. They're going to try to, see how deep the water is. And it's like without that, you don't learn whether or not you're gonna swim. And that
yeah,
that was something that was like, yeah, exactly that.
Well, well, yeah. It's like the girl, what's her name, Laura Johnson, right? When she was carnivore for a year, then she went
Mm,
back on carbs, and now she's back on carnivore because she felt like garbage.
right. Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
It's gonna happen.
yeah. But I notice
Exactly.
very often uh, there is like a mindset shift that maybe also helps a lot with people, that you have to change or like shift the way they're even seeing the whole carnivore thing, because a lot of people just see it as like a weight loss diet, a temporary fix or something like that. But I mean, the way I see this and the way I realized, or what I realized about this way of eating very quickly, is, or just a question of, why does it work, right? Why does this work the way it does? Why do we see all these stories with like Selena with the cancer, with Ev's like hypoglycemia, with my depression,
Mhm.
IBS and all that? Why do we see all this stuff? Why do all these ailments go away? It's because it's
Mm-hmm.
always worked. It's
Right.
because it's always worked. It's because we as humans are meant to eat like this.
Mhm.
And that's what I meant. Like, you have to shift that thing around,
Yeah.
where the reason, the way you're seeing this is actually how I'm supposed to eat. That's why it's working like this. It's not just random or like a quick fix thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
And breaking the same mindset that we've like forgotten that we are able to heal. Like we have forgotten that our bodies have this cellular dynamic to repair itself. Now, mind you, am I going to sit here and say like, we're like a lizard and we're going to regrow limbs? No. But from the aspect of our internal function, our cognitive function, the way we physically move, those things are meant to repair. Our bodies
Yeah.
want to survive. They
And
want to outlive.
we can regrow and repair organs, for
We
example.
can.
Yeah.
Exactly. We can. And I guess that's my point of there's this whole medical concept of like, oh, you've got a diagnosis, you're stuck with it now forever. And it's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what the diagnosis is, whether it's diabetes, whether it's cancer, whether it's whatever. And mind you, I'm not sitting here saying you can heal cancer because I'm not a medical doctor and all the disclaimer BS crap. Whatever I did, I can tell you what
Yeah.
I did.
Take that for what
And
it's worth.
exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
the reality is our bodies are meant to heal. And we have forgotten that. And the reality added to that is exactly what you were saying, Jonathan. When you eat what we're supposed to, when we fuel our bodies with what it's designed to, it is irrevocably going to do its job. Like, there's no way it can't.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, do you see, if you go out into nature, do you see like moose or lions or whatever, when they're eating what they're supposed to, having bellies dragging along the ground and like all that sort of thing?
No,
No, you don't.
no,
So
they
why
use
would it be different for us? We're also animals,
Yeah.
right? So if you're eating what you're supposed to, and I mean, there's lifestyle factors as well, but in my opinion, like the diet is like the foundation and the most important part, because it has the most intimate like interaction with your genes and stuff, because it's and all that, in my opinion, at least. Um, but all the other things matter as well. But I mean, when animals live and eat the way they're supposed to, they don't have these issues.
Mm,
It doesn't occur.
no.
You don't see deer with pot bellies and like acne or whatever.
Humans, for some odd reason, are just so confused about what each and every species is supposed to eat.
Mm,
Like we're not just confused about what we're supposed to eat. We're confused about what other animals are supposed to
Yeah,
eat, and that
yeah,
just
yeah,
blows my mind. It's
yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, like our
there's
cats and dogs, and then they end up with the same like human diseases or diseases of civilization, as some people call it. They get the same things when eating the
Mm,
same as us. And if you go to a zoo as well, what do they do there? They put up signs, "Don't feed the animals," because they get sick.
mm-hmm.
They know, they know that's
right.
a thing. If you
Yeah,
feed them the wrong thing,
Exactly.
they get sick
I
Right.
remember some.
with the same diseases we get.
Mhm.
Yeah, back in the '90s, I remember somebody brought up the fact that. Let me rephrase that. Somebody brought up that back in the '90s, golden retrievers would live up to 16 to 18 years old back in the day. Today, they're lucky if they live 10 years.
Right.
Hmm.
It's because we feed them all this kibble.
Mhm. I think that's funny because my dad, he had an English bulldog,
Mm,
and he lived to be 17 years old. And it's like now they don't live that long. But you know what he got? He lived with my dad like all throughout his bodybuilding phase and all that stuff. He got all my dad's scraps. My dad's scraps was pretty much meat.
mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't, like all the stuff you got from the fast food restaurants or anything like that. So it's like, no wonder. No
Yeah.
wonder he lived to be as old as he did, and English bulldogs, I think, are only supposed to live, like, 8 years.
Mm. There's a
Yeah.
lady up in Michigan who breeds Greater Swiss Mountain Dogs, and she feeds that. She's got 5 of them in her house. Put it this way, and those dogs can get big.
Yeah,
Males, you're looking at like probably about a little over 120 pounds. Females, you're looking at well over 100. They're big
yeah,
dogs. They're not like the Bernese mountain dogs that are furry and not that big underneath all that fur, but they got the shorter fur, so you can actually see the size of the dog. But anyways, she feeds
Yeah.
her dogs predominantly ground beef, along with like a few, uh, little vegetables. But other than that, she's feeding them beef and organs,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
and they're living like past 10 years old.
Yeah, and on that stuff as well, we already know with like the diet stuff for humans, how like all the lies with Ansel Keys and like the cholesterol stuff, like fat is bad, and all the sugar companies investing in research, like paying off researchers and all that. We already know those things, but when you look at the animal nutrition and that stuff as well, there's like an animal clinic, like a pet clinic,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
3 minutes from me right now. It's a 3 minute walk. That clinic is like it's a chain as well. It's all over the country. That clinic, I believe it's either owned or they've invested, is Nestle.
Mm-hmm.
and they're also invested in all the like pet pharmaceutical things
Yup.
at the same time, and
Yeah.
and all the kibble they sell there, they're invested in that, or like they're the producer
Right?
behind it or something like that. So get they get your pet sick by selling you that stuff. What's the company, Royal Canin or whatever, like the kibble, um,
Oh shit. Okay.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, they sell that, get your dog sick, and then they need to get it in there. You need to pay the vet, and then they prescribe medications that they also make money from.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
They
Yeah.
insane. And
yeah
speaking,
they invest in a lot of hospitals too, like human
Mhm.
hospitals.
I was about gonna say, speaking of Nestle, they own the largest portions of all human baby formula as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, are you guys paying attention?
Do you
Are you
not see the
seeing?
money trail?
Exactly. Exactly. And what is happening, most of these children that are on formula, it's like if you ever watch what happens to them, they become extremely obese babies. Now, there's nothing wrong with a fat baby. There's not. If they are fattened up properly with real fats, real cholesterols,
Mm-hmm.
the difference is they are having hypertension. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like you can literally see the pressure against their skin because they have hypertension. And then they can't hardly digest this stuff. So they end up projectile vomiting is one of the most common issues with formula fed infants
That's why they're against maternity leave.
because the body can't fucking handle it.
Mm.
It's not
Mm-hmm.
meant for it. It's
Yeah.
garbage.
That's why they pressure other companies to go against maternity leave.
Hmm.
But it's not
Oh,
just
yeah.
formula specifically either, though. They
No.
want the child to lose an emotional connection with their mother.
Yeah. A
Yeah,
whole
there's
gambit.
so many rabbit holes to go
Like,
down.
I
there's a whole
know.
gambit.
I
It's
know.
endless, and it's like all
I know.
connected and
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
Like a
or not
horrible
whatever. It's
web
not
of
whatever because it
no,
matters,
no.
I mean,
but
I'm
I mean,
just I'm with
my
you.
first put it this way, guys. My first year of working in a school district, I will tell you, we have one elementary school where they actually have what's called pre-kindergarten. So the kids are basically going to school as young as like 4, maybe 5 years old.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I can't tell when I covered for a day custodian for a week one time, and I couldn't tell you how many of those kids cried
Mhm.
coming to school because they were getting disconnected from their mother.
Completely, completely. People thought I was weird that I kept my first son home until he was 7. I didn't put him in a school. Now I had to because I became a single mom and I had to create, that whole support infrastructure. But he was 7 years old and I was still like I was working that whole time, but I refused to enroll him into school until he was 7 in North Carolina, and I think it's fairly common in the US. By law, you have to have your child enrolled in some form of school by 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you homeschool, like here in the US or in North Carolina specifically, you actually have to register yourself and, like, have a bunch of documentation to homeschool and register yourself as a
wow.
legitimate schooling system, which is what I
Mm-hmm.
did
Yeah.
until he was 7.
No.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's something that, like, now with this second one that we have, there's no way in hell that I will be putting that child in any kind of institutionalized public system. I
Mm.
can't.
Yeah. I
I can't
mean,
do it.
that's exactly what I'm thinking as well. For like,
Even some of the
when
private
I
schools you can't trust anymore.
No,
Yeah. No, that's
no.
why for me as well, when I eventually get kids, like I'm not putting them anywhere near that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just an indoctrination camp. I'm not sending them there to get
yeah.
Mm.
manipulated and get all these things drilled into their head. I'll like I'm gonna make sure that I'm in a position where I can just do it myself.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. I
Exactly.
don't care if
And
I have to work 80 hours a week. My kid's not going to go to a public
Yeah.
school system.
yeah, that's where like where we are right now. My husband and I both decided when we found out that I was pregnant with this one that it was like no matter what we have to do, no matter like what we have to sacrifice when it comes to, me being able to stay home with him, it's like that's what we're doing. It doesn't matter what it takes because the other option is not an option. We would have to
Right.
be completely homeless. Like it's just
Oof.
not an option.
Yeah, it's a massive sacrifice. Hey,
Yeah,
but
well,
all right. Well, it was nice chatting with the both of yous.
same. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna have to hop off. I was supposed to be on another
Yeah.
phone call about 7 minutes ago.
Let's end it on this light tone right here. No, but I mean,
Yeah.
to actually turn it into something better, right? What people, even though all these things are here, right, with all these systems, whatever it is, if it's nutrition or education and all that, just remember that, like, you still have, like, the power to actually take control of it to a certain degree to where you can, right?
Absolutely.
We can still make the best out of these situations, um, like the best we can out of it, right? And that's what we're gonna have to do, really. And of course, keep speaking up against it, which helps, like building a movement from the bottom up, as we're all doing.
Yes,
Yeah. So
absolutely.
Whether it's diet, lifestyle, education, or work, right? They all interconnect.
For sure. For
Mhm.
sure. All right. So for everybody here, take note of that. If you're not following us on Instagram or YouTube, you need to get on that. There's a bunch of us here that support all the way around, and we usually try to share in every platform we can. So take a look, join, and until next time.